So here's another homework question. It was section 3.2, number 45. They told me f of x equals, well, x plus 2 over x minus 1. And what we're doing is we're looking for the tangent line at x equals 2. Right? I'm going to go ahead and use my graphing calculator here and punch it up. I just think that'd be a smart thing to do for this problem. So here I go. Oh yeah, that's the last one we did. Let me clear this out and just put in parentheses x plus 2. You guys could try this too if you have your calculator with you. Divided by x minus 1. And then for the graph, I'm just going to go to the standard zoom, which is choice 6. Just so I get kind of the good old window there. You should have something like that. You might not have this line here. But we know there's going to be asymptotes. So again, we were talking about that. Where are you going to have asymptotes for problem 45? Well, vertical asymptote where? 1. And then what about horizontal asymptotes? Well, look at those leading coefficients, right? You have 1 over 1. So y equals 1 is also an asymptote, right? X equals 1 and y equals 1. So I mean, if I'm sketching a graph of this thing, and you'll have to do this on the test on Friday, I'd probably draw my axes. I'd say, well, I know I'm going to have an asymptote at x equals 1. May as well draw that right away. I know I'm going to have an asymptote at y equals 1. May as well draw that right away. Now when I plug in 2, f of 2 is 4 over 1, which is 4. So 2 comma 4. So, the point, I guess, is up there, 2 comma 4. And so I'm looking at a graph that looks something like this. And then there's this other piece over here, right? Like it goes through 0, negative 2 as well. Okay, but that's the point I want, 2 comma 4, and what I'm supposed to do is find the equation of this tangent line. Okay, that's what I'm supposed to do. Of course, what's the form we've been using for the equation of a tangent line? This is really part B, right? Part B says, write the equation of a tangent line. Y minus y1 is m times x minus x1, right? So what do? Well, we know it's going to be y minus 4. We don't know m yet, right? And then we have x minus 2. How am I going to get m? Well, to get m, first we compute f prime of x, and then we do f prime of what value? 2. Yeah, because that's the x value that goes in there. All right, so let me go through the steps, and then I'm done. So I need a derivative. So let's see. Remember the quotient rule. Quotient rule is ho d high minus high d ho over ho ho. So I'm going to try and follow that as I do the rule here. So let's see. F prime of x, ho d high. So that would be x minus 1 times 1, because the derivative of x plus 2 is just 1, minus high d ho, x plus 2 times 1, right? All over ho ho. That's x minus 1 squared. So f prime of x, if I simplify a little bit, I get x minus 1 minus x minus 2 over x minus 1 squared. So maybe I'll simplify a little bit more because the numerator, the x's go away. I get negative 3 over x minus 1 squared. So is your derivative going to be positive or negative for this problem? That's not a hard question. I want you guys to talk about that for a second. Go ahead. Talk to each other for a second. See what you think. Yeah. I said that. I said I need f prime of 2 to get the slope. So let me compute that. F prime of 2 would be negative 3 over... Well, when you plug in a 2, you just get 1 squared. So I get negative 3 as the slope. All right. So y minus 4 is negative 3 times x minus 2. There's a good equation. People asked me about this last time. Oh, weird. The video just froze. See that? So, yeah, if you give me this, that's fine for an answer. If you want it in slope-intercept form, you maybe do 2 more steps, right? Y minus 4 is negative 3x plus 6. So y is negative 3x plus 10. And actually, if you look at that line, not only does it have a slope of negative 3, but to say the y-intercept is 10, yeah, it's up here somewhere. That looks about right. Okay? So there were 2 or 3 of you that asked me about that one on the homework when I collected it last time.